Join me today in the studio as I show you some behind the scenes of how I put together my collaged mixed media pen and ink illustrations. And if we haven't met, my name is Georgie. I'm an artist, I'm a facilitator and a productivity coach, and I'm here to inspire you to bring more creativity into your life too. Hello. Today I thought I might just show you a bit of a process video in the studio. I haven't tidied, I haven't made it look perfect, I haven't made myself look perfect, but I thought it might be nice to just show you a little bit of what I'm working on and yeah, how that's going and how it all comes together. So you can see basically. All right, let's do this. So this is my little space that I work in. I draw at, I collage at, but I also do my online coaching and facilitation from here as well. This space is basically a glorified shed and I absolutely love it. At my desk here, you can see the fish that I've printed out. These are vintage illustrations, copyright-free vintage illustrations, which I have printed onto Clair archival paper, and then all these little bits of paper that you see here have been made from my original pen and ink drawings, which I scan into Photoshop and then create different sizes of each of the drawings so that I can then print them out again on archival paper once more and cut them out and then see what sizes are going to work. So there's no plan specifically, it's very much working it out as I go, and today I'm showing you a little bit behind the scenes of how this piece is going to evolve essentially, because like I say, I don't have an idea of what it's going to look like before I start. I just scan, print, colour and cut, see what happens. So as you can see, it's what I like to call a beautiful mess. And you'll see it come together. All right, let's go. So I'm taking some of the bits and bobs that I've cut out and then I just start layering them on, really, seeing what works, fine tuning. There's no other way of doing this other than experimenting, placing things where I think they want to go. Pondering quite a lot, thinking about it and imagining what might work. I'm also looking for what kind of colours this needs to have, additional colours that I might want to add. I think this piece here, I'm going to pick up some of this blue and colour it in just here. So I'll do that in a minute. We'll see how that goes. Might fit in there quite nicely. And as you can see, it's not a tidy, lovely, perfect process. It's a process of experimenting and elimination, really. And that's the fun of it, watching it all to come together. And I often find that you'll just get one little moment and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's perfect. That's gonna work. Yeah, you just got to keep cutting out, colouring in, seeing what happens, really. So this is the piece that I thought might need a little bit of blue. So I'm gonna colour this in. So let's move everything out of the way. Okay, I have decided to go for, what have we got here? Cobalt green, dark phthalo green, I think that's how you pronounce it, and cobalt turquoise. And I'm going for this sort of colour here. So let's just find a little bit of test paper first. I'm just gonna see what that's like. Yeah, that's a nice match. These are polychromos pencils, by the way, in case you're wondering. And let's see what that's like as well. That's the cobalt green. The first one was the cobalt turquoise. I quite like these two colours together actually. They're nice and bright. I'm actually probably not going to bother with this green on this particular piece. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's going to be nice for something else. Maybe this part over here at some point. It mixes really nicely with that blue, but we'll see. Let's see, shall we? And I'm going to start with the lighter colour, the cobalt green. Let's have a look, let's see how that looks. I'm going to colour that in. I tend to start from dark and get the dark bits done first and build the colour up. I like to leave the white in the centre there, the highlight, to give that sort of 3D effect. Nice. Okay, now I'm going in with the cobalt turquoise. Oh, that's lovely. That's giving that lovely pop of colour. And I love these polychromos pencils. They just blend so beautifully. Just keep building up the colour. I'm sure a lot of people think, oh, why didn't you colour them in before you cut them out? I never do what's easy, but to be honest with you, I like cutting them out first, seeing how the shape works, and then colouring in and colouring each bit, so it's each part, each element, so it's absolutely bespoke for the part of the illustration that it's going to go on. So that's nice. That's got a nice colour match. And I'm not, do you know what? I'm not looking for a perfect match either. It doesn't matter. I just want that pop. I'm going to give that little tiny bit of green. That's quite nice, actually. Because then that's going to pick up these colours here that are already in the vintage illustration of the fish. It's just going to very subtly pick those up. I always say when I show people these pictures that they take days, hours, months, weeks, whatever, take a long time, and this is why. But it's all about the process. Something else I'm always going on about as well. It's all about the process, all about enjoying yourself. I'm listening to the rain at the moment, it's dripping from the roof. There's no one at home, it's calm, it's quiet. It's lovely. Got a coffee. Doesn't really get much better. All right. So that's got a lovely contrast to the orange, and I'm going to just put that in there. Oh, nice. The placement isn't quite right, but that is something that I'll faff about with, as they say. I think this is going to need another one somewhere as well. Let's take those out for a minute. Get rid of those out of the way. Oh, they're like little splashes of water, aren't they? Or I might do it so it's coming that way. So we've got two that frames that bit of shell there, and then these would sit perhaps like that. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, won't we? The main thing is I'm happy with this now, and I'm gonna colour in a couple more. I'm going to do one that way and then I'll do another one that way, and then I'll experiment with maybe layering those up as well. I'll do a few, actually I've got a few already cut out, so let's get those ready and then we'll see how that looks. Watch this space. Great. So now I've got these ready, it is time to put it all together because I'm very happy with all of the bits and bobs that I've got. So the first thing I do actually is I cut out a copy of the fish, because what I will create is layers to really help with that 3D effect. So I'm using spacers, sticky spacers, I think that's what they're called. You would normally use them to hang pictures on the wall, but they're really high tack and I can cut them to the size I want. So I'm popping the fish, the copy of the fish, on top of the original fish to give that sense of depth and perspective, and then I lay out the bits and bobs that I'm going to experiment with laying out to create the composition, the fin on this fish. So again, you can see me here sticking down the main part of the fin, and then I work around that. As I said at the beginning, it's very experimental. I put things on, I take them off, but when I'm happy, I glue them on. Some are glued on with a little bit of high-tack glue. Some are stuck on using the spacers, depending on how much depth and perspective I want to achieve on this composition. It's ready, and I walk away feeling very satisfied. What I do tend to do is I will now walk away from the piece and then come back to it maybe a day later to see what else it needs. I find that the time away really helps to gain perspective. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you like this style of video, and I will see you soon. I will be showing you the next stage of progress very soon on this new collage pen and ink illustration. See you soon.